Hello YouTube, welcome to a new video about React. In this lesson we are going to learn how to pass functions to child components from parent component and how child components communicate data with the parent component. So we're going to make first an easier example, a basic example, and after that we're going to make a more advanced example. So let's get started. Any data in the parent component that is passed as props is available in the children components, as we saw in the previous videos. But if we want to communicate, if we want the child to communicate with the parent component, we will still need to use props. So child to parent communication, it's a little more complicated. The standard way of doing this is to have the parent pass a function to the child through props. The child then calls this function at some point and passes it a value that the parent is supposed to react to. We then write the functionality for the parent reaction inside the parent component. So let's get started. Let's make a class component with the React component generator extension. It will be called dogList. Let's remove the life cycles for now. And the prop types. Okay, we have dogList, and now let's import it inside app.js. So we have dogList. It will auto import it, and now we have dogList. Okay, now let's make a string inside the state. So from dogList. So it will be from dogList component. So we have the string inside the state, and now let's make a function. Say grit dogList. We'll make an arrow function, so it will automatically bind this. Or if you want, you can bind this inside the constructor. Now let's make an alert. We can concatenate strings here, but let's use the ES6 way. So we're gonna use template literals. We have backticks. Say hello. Dollar, call it braces, it's this dot state dot from dogList. Okay, so now we have the string inside the state, and we have the handler, the function. So let's make functional component, the dog. Here we have the dog. Remove the prop types. We return this. Now let's insert the dog inside the dog list. So we have dog. It's auto importing. We can make multiple dogs here. We can insert multiple dogs. And let's give them a number. This will be number 1, number 2, number 3 as props. We're sending this number as props. Okay. So now we have access here. So let's destructure it. Number equals to props. So now I have each number. So let's make a paragraph. Dog, and we say the number. Dog 1, dog 2, dog 3. Okay. Now let's send this function. We need to send this function, this method, as props to the dog component. So how do we do that? We use it here. Grit dog list. So this dot grit dog list on each dog. Dog list. Okay. Now we have access to it here. We can either destructure it. If you console log this, we are going to see the function here, grid dog list. So we can destructure it here, or we can use it props dot grid dog list. Okay, so let's make this a button actually. Okay, and we're going to use onClick here. And we're going to use props dot the method we send to props. So here, hello from dog list component. So it works. But now, if we want to send, for example, some data to the dog list as a parameter, we will need to use the arrow function here. And inside the parameter, we can send the number, this dog's number. So now we send the dog's number back inside the component here, the parent component. So we have the number here, the parameter. And now we can concatenate here and say hello dog list from dog list component, or actually hello dog list component from dog and the dog's number. Now we send the number from the child component, so it will know hello dog list from dog 1, hello dog list from dog 2. So this is how you send data from child component to the parent component. So this is the basic example. Now let's make the more advanced example. Not so advanced, but so let's make a dogs array. Here we have a name and property adopted false. Now let's make 3 dogs here. Okay, so we have the dogs array. Now let's map the dogs as we did in the previous videos. So we have, let's the structure here, const dogs equals to this.state. Now we have access dogs here. So we map to each dog. We have the dog inside the parameter, and we return the dog component. And now we need to send the object, the dog object, as a property, as a prop inside the dog component. And let's give them an ID also, ID 1. ID 2 and 3. Okay, now we need to send the key and the dog ID. So get rid of the error. So now we have the dog here. Now let's map. We have the props and we have the dog object inside the component. So let's say we destructure the dog, and here we use dog.name. Okay, so we have the name and the adopted. Let's change here, adopted. Okay, now let's style this a bit so it will look nicer. Display flex, justify content center, and align items center. And let's put a margin on the dog, margin right. Okay, now it looks better. Now let's use the adopted boolean to change the button's name. So if it's adopted, we'll say it's adopted. If not, not adopted. Okay, so therefore they're not adopted. Okay, so now we need to send the dog inside the props, the parameter of the grid dog list. So we have the dog, we send the all object here, we delete the number, and now we have access to it here, dog. So if you console log this, and we send the function as a prop, it will log each object here. So now we can make, for example, a new dog array equals to, we are gonna copy the dog array in object assign this dot state dot dogs, and then we are gonna go through each dog array for each. We have the dog, let's say this is child dog. We have dog here, and if the dog ID equals to the child dog, the one we clicked on, then we're gonna mutate dog adopted, we'll toggle it not dog adopted. So now if we console log this new dog array, we are gonna see the values mutated. So it's true, true, true. So now in order to re-render, we need to make a set state. We have dogs, and we pass the dogs array here. Now it should work. Now it's adopted and not adopted. So that would be it for this video. So in the parent component we define the method. In the child component we pass the method here as a prop to the child component, and in the child component we access it through props, and if we want to send the parameter back to the parent component, the data, we use the arrow function to send the parameters. So that would be it for this video. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.